Hi everyone on YouTube. I know it's been a while since I last uploaded a video, and I just wanted to come back on here and put another video up. I'm not quite sure what this video is going to be about. Um, I'm thinking maybe it should just be about my story time. I don't know. I've been kind of contemplating to this video for a while now, and I feel like I'm in the right mindset to actually share my story. So if you would like to hear it, then keep on watching. Okay, so for a lot of people who have been following me on my social media or on my YouTube channel for years now, you know I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship for actually 8 years, and I had videos up with my partner, and we were together for 8 years. Like I said, we met through a mutual friend when I was 15 going on 16, and we dated on and off for 8 years. Like I've been saying, sorry guys, I'm a little nervous. But anyhow, about it's been about a year and 9 months that I've been single now. And what happened was that the guy who used to be my partner passed away. So it's been already a year and 9 months, like I said. And I even got the chills just talking about it. This is something very near and dear to my heart because it's not something that I take lightly. I was really in love. I like to think that he was really in love with me too. But yeah, so let me rewind back. On June 26th, we celebrated his birthday. I'm from Houston, so our beach here is Galveston Beach. And I told him that whenever he proposed to me that I wanted it to be at a beach with both of our families there. I wanted the ring to be in a macaroon, and I wanted us to somehow coordinate our outfits. And let me tell you guys, he made that happen. He checked off every check mark on my list. Like literally both of our families were there. It was on the beach. It was a special day. The reason why I wanted the beach was because I wanted to have a beach wedding. He liked fishing, and I adapted to his, not lifestyle, but I adapted to his hobby, and I thought it was nice, and I thought it was cute, and whatnot. So his birthday was is June 27th, but we got engaged June 26th. So how he planned it out was we were gonna go celebrate his birthday. It was on a Sunday, and so we went out to Galveston with all of our family. We had dinner at this restaurant that him and I really liked. And so we went over there. It wasn't like a fancy restaurant. It was just like a seafood restaurant, that we really enjoyed. Anyways, after that, we were like, hey, yeah, let's go walk by the shore. Let's go, walk by the water. So we're like, okay, cool. So we're walking by the water, and then his family comes down. My family stayed up, there's like a sidewalk, and then to walk by the water, you have to come down some stairs. So anyways, his family comes down, my family's upstairs, except for one of my oldest sister. She's downstairs with us too. And we're celebrating his birthday, so his sister had like a birthday bag in her stroller, so he goes and grabs a birthday bag, and he's opening the gift, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you should wait. Like, I kind of got onto him a little bit. I'm like, you should wait till we get home for you to do that, like, that's kind of rude. Well, at least I think so. I don't know. So I tell him that, and then all of a sudden he just drops down on one knee, and he actually pulls out a macaroon. It was a rose water macaroon, and he drops down on one knee, and he's so nervous he can't even say anything. And he just tells me, he just gets down on one knee, he shows me the ring, and I'm just in shock. I'm like, what the hell? It was so surreal. I even said that they recorded my engagement, and it was so surreal, and I was just like so happy, and I was like in shock, and I was like, oh my god, this is so surreal, like, are you serious? And he got down on his knee, but he didn't say anything to me. He didn't ask me anything. And he was just like yes or no. And I was like, you didn't ask me anything. Like, I literally told him that. He was so nervous. He was just like, that if I wanted to be his wife. And I was just like, yes, of course. Like, we had been together for 8 years. We lasted engaged only 3 months. And on the 3rd month is when he passed. He passed October 14th of 2016, I believe. Yeah. And I feel like that's when my relationship with God just became what it is now. Incredible, strong, full of faith. And after his passing, of course, it was really hard. It still has its days. But I feel like I was finally able to come on here and share with you guys. It's definitely, it has definitely been something that caught me off guard at the age of 23, being engaged, and then having, my fiance pass away all of a sudden, kind of thing. I don't want to enclose too many details, but he was involved in an accident, and, his passing was very sudden. It was as almost like it just happened out of nowhere, and he passed instantly. And yeah, but I was very lucky and blessed to have his family let me choose everything. I chose his casket, I chose his clothes, I went to go buy his undergarments. And this is very personal stuff, you guys, but I feel like this video might help somebody that might be going through it. I don't know. I know YouTube has all kinds of people watching, and even if you're not going through it, I do want to share this story because something always brings you close to God. And I feel like this was an unfortunate event that caused me to have a great relationship with God, and it makes me sad in a way that things had to happen this way in order for me to have this wonderful relationship with God. But I truly believe that things happen for a reason, and I have been single ever since then. I'm not gonna sit here and say I haven't dated, because I have, but it's very hard not to compare people, or not to think about somebody that you were with for so long and your routine and whatnot. And I feel like I've managed to come out of a lot of our routines and a lot of our traditions, kind of thing that we shared, but regardless, like I said, it's still really hard. Like, whenever it's my birthday, I get very sentimental still. Whenever it's his birthday, I get very sentimental. Whenever it's our anniversary, we should have been getting married this summer. So it's like a lot of things that still get me in that depressed kind of mode, and it's really hard to get out of it. But honestly, the only thing that has helped me is God. Like, it's crazy. For the longest time, well, not for the longest time, but when he passed, I felt empty. Like, I felt like I need to live my life. I need to, like, get out of this funk. Like, I can't be sad. Like, I was trying to pass up the grieving. I was trying to, like, skip that part. But you can't. You really can't. And I was just trying to be strong and being like, oh no, like, the tough girl. But in reality, it's a process, and you just have to go through it whether you like it or not. And the best thing, like, I know I'm being very repetitive in this video, but the only thing that helped me was God. Like, literally, I was going out, I was drinking like I had never drunk before in my life. Like, it was crazy. I had never felt the need to drink that much, but I was drinking to so-called forget. And then I was out partying, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that just isn't who I am. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I do drink and yeah, I do have fun, but I was doing it to an extent where it was me trying to forget or to pass that stage rather than just going through it and dealing with it. So after that stage, I know it's gonna come off as weird or like, oh, why you moved on so fast. But in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm single. Like, I could start dating. Like, that's all I knew for so long, being with someone, like that. That's that was me. Like, Nancy couldn't see herself alone. And like I said, I had been dating, but at the time it was so fresh and I was already trying to not date, but like be out there, putting myself out there. And now that I look back at it, obviously I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't know how to be alone. I didn't know this side of me. I didn't know that you have to love yourself and that you don't always have to have a partner. I didn't know that being single could be rewarding and really you're not alone. You have God. I didn't know that at that time and place. So I went through the stage where I was trying to drink a lot. I was going out a lot. And in my head, I was just like, I need this. I need distraction. Like, this is what I need, blah, blah, blah. I was trying to get back into the makeup industry, doing clients' makeup. But it just, nothing felt the same, Like, I wasn't me regardless whether I was trying to do the most, being out there and doing all these things. That just wasn't me. So I kept telling my sister, like, man, I feel so empty. I don't know what to do. Like, I have guys' attention, but I don't want that. I don't even want to be in a relationship. I just want the attention. Sorry, guys. I was just so used to, having his attention regardless, like, and whatnot. A male attention, and then, I didn't know what to do. I was completely lost. And my mom has a friend. And this friend has, her son goes to my church's, my church's youth group. And I had heard them talk about it before, like, oh yeah, the youth group. And then I was just like, oh, like, whatever, like, oh, I'm about to get married, like, I don't need to be joining that. And, in my head, I was already close to God because I would go to church with my partner every Sunday and whatnot. And in my head, I was just like, yeah, I already have God in my life kind of thing. But no, like, no, I did have him, but he was just there. I wasn't letting him do what he wanted to do in my life. And so one day I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go to this little youth group and see what's up. And this was like 3 months after the passing. So January-ish. So I go to this youth group and I walk in and they're like praising God and they're dancing and they're singing, and I feel so out of place. I'm like, oh my God, these people are so like, like, what are they doing type of thing. Like, I don't see myself doing this kind of stuff, like, no. But, and I felt so out of place because everybody knew each other and I was just kind of like the new girl and whatnot. But I went, and then I didn't go for a while, and then I went again, and then I started warming up to the routine and to the singing and to the dancing, and now I do it. Now I walk in there, and if they're dancing or singing, I fit right in and I start doing my thing because it feels amazing. It feels amazing to be able to give my time, my body, my movement to God and to serve Him because, that's why He creates us as young before we get old, for when we're young to serve Him and to give Him everything we can of us to Him. And I'm not saying like, oh, you have to be part of my religion. No. To each their own, and I know every religion has their own way, shape, or form of praising the Lord, but I'm just sharing that. But I'm Catholic. I don't know if I had mentioned that already. But, yeah. So, I started going to the youth group a lot. I started making friends. We started hanging out. Every time I would go, I would leave there with such high spirits. I would just feel happy. I That emptiness just faded away on its own. And sometimes there's this one time when I went to the youth group. Sorry guys, this is gonna be a longer video. This one time I went to the youth group, they told us, like, just because you have God in your life doesn't mean you're not going to feel empty at times. And when they said that, I was just like, damn, like, this is so relatable. Like, because even if you have God in your life, sometimes we choose to push him away, or we choose other things that we know are not in his path, but just because we're hard-headed and we want to go take the other way, like, but he's always there waiting for us, like, he's been there. He's like day one, A1, he's been there for us, and we're just the ones that don't take his hand and let him lead us to his way or whatever, because we want to do things our way. And something I have learned is his way is always going to be better than our way. Like, we think we know what's best for us, but sometimes we still go with the things that we know are not right for us because that's what we want. But it's really not about what we want. It's about what we need. And he is the only one that knows what we need. Like, it's just crazy. My life has changed completely 360, like 360, 390, I don't know. I'm super blessed. Like, it's like they say, after it rains and thunders, a rainbow comes out, or whatever the saying is. But it's so true, like, I went through my time. I went through sadness. I wouldn't say depression, because I was really trying to be strong and oversee my situation and act like nothing was going on. But regardless, I'm blessed. I'm here, and I can't complain.